Here's some advice, guys. If you're going to take your girlfriend, wife, or significant other to a movie to celebrate Valentine's Day, trust me, take them to see Kingsman Secret Service. Don't take them to see 50 Shades of Grey. Kingsman Secret Service to me is the ultimate and best date movie. It's the perfect type of movie to celebrate the holiday of love. Trust me, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed because this movie is exciting, exhilarating, action-packed. It is funny. This movie is just a roller coaster ride from beginning to end. I highly recommend seeing it. Now, those who don't know what this movie is based on the graphic novel by Mark Millar. Those who don't know, Mark Millar created the Kick-Ass graphic novel as well. This movie, actually, funny thing is, this movie is directed by Matthew Vaughn. He directed the first Kick-Ass movie. So these two combined, once again, is going to make a really good experience. This is already earns me top points because Matthew Vaughn's quickly become my favorite director. Because I just love his style. I just love his cinematography, his style. Well done. So far, the movies I've seen, these movies have been really exhilarating and fun. Anyway, this movie is about a secret organization called Kingsman. Kingsmen are basically comprised of a group of secret British agents who protect our country from terrorist threats or any known type of threat. The movie is about a fellow agent who Colin Firth plays as. He has a friend of his who sacrificed his life to protect him during a mission, and because of that, he feels honor bound to repay his friend. So therefore, he recruits his friend's son Eggsy to join the Kingsman. Now, around this time, when he's trying to recruit him to join the Kingsmen, there's a villain named Valentine. A villain in the movie is called Valentine, played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's basically, I would describe him as the Steve Jobs or Bill Gates of this generation. He's really like famous, rich, genius entrepreneur. He comes up with a scheme, a villainous scheme to take over the world, and so it's up to the Kingsmen to stop him from the scheme. For those of you who watch Kick-Ass, you should know what to expect from this type of movie. It's from the same director, so it's in the same style, whether it's the same humor, cinematography, or action. Like, those of you who know this director, seen his stuff, you know what to expect from Kingsman. But this movie is, like I said, is a roller coaster ride from beginning to end. This movie is brutal as well. Usually when a movie has an R rating, it just means there's a couple, some movies that have R ratings or basically have a couple scenes of gore and violence, but it's so excessive that it grants an R rating. This movie earns its R rating. This movie's action and violence is brutal from beginning to end. You get bones breaking, heads blown off, eyes gouged, like decapitations, whether it's limbs or head. This movie is excessively violent. And I gotta tell you this right now, when I first heard Colin Firth was in this movie, I kind of rolled my eyes, because Colin Firth, he's a pretty good actor, but he only plays in movies like romance movies or drama. The other movies he plays beside this are maybe thriller movies. So to me, I was like, him as a badass agent, I can't see that. This guy proved me wrong. Colin Firth was one of the best things about this movie. His character and his performance is completely, and I mean completely, so backwards to what he normally does. Like, this is completely like the opposite of the type of stuff he does. It's kind of how Liam Neeson was. Liam Neeson, to me, when he played in Taken, completely threw me for a loop. Because when you see Liam Neeson, you can't really expect him to see in action-type movies. But once he played Taken, you kind of see Liam Neeson in a new viewpoint, new set of eyes. It's the same thing with Colin Firth. After this role, I can't look at it the same again, because Colin Firth was complete another badass in this movie. The most noble scene of his performance, I will have to say, is the church scene. I can't say anything to spoil it, but trust me, that scene alone is one of the things that stand out in this movie the most. All the other characters do a great job. Mark Strong is in the movie as well. He plays as Merlin. He's basically the one who trains the ancients, who provides backup and intelligence. What else? Michael Caine in the movie as well. He plays as the leader. He plays Arthur, the leader of the group. He did tremendous jobs as well. The actor plays Eggsy. Does a really good job as well. All the actors do, especially Samuel L. Jackson. Now, Samuel L. Jackson, I love this actor. I mean, I love all the movies he's in. To me, he's always like the shining moment in his movies, and this movie is no exception. He does a great job as a villain. He's over the top and can be a little cheesy, but with a movie like this, you can't just help but have him be cheesy. Not only that, but his character, I just love how he does his character, because in this movie, in a way, this movie knows it sort of takes examples from 007, James Bond, and Bourne and whatnot. So this movie is self-aware of itself, so it'll make like little mentions of spy movies and whatnot. And one of that goes to Samuel Jackson's character. You know how usually villains in James Bond movies usually have a certain thing about them that just differentiates them from the other actors, a certain trait. Like Christopher Lee in The Man with the Golden Gun, he had a third nipple. The villain in Casino Royale, he cried blood. Javier Bardem in Skyfall, he had that blonde hair and the way he carried himself. In this movie, Samuel Jackson decides to give his character a lisp. Now this I thought that was a really, really funny addition for the character. To me, I thought it was really good, because usually with a performance like that, it can come off as really dumb and stupid, but the way he does the lisp in this movie is really good. And he really does, go with the lisp for the whole movie. Maybe once or twice in which he kind of breaks off from it, but otherwise, like, he did a great job with it. I thought it was a perfect addition for his character to the lisp. I think I kind of added with the character more, like, really good. The cinematographer's movie is well done as well. There is shaky cam in the movie, however, but there's one thing. I have a problem with shaky cam. I don't like it because some actors can get really, really excessive. The biggest example is Hunger Games, the first one. That was an excessive use of shaky cam. In this movie, there's shaky cam, but it's done to complement the film. Shaky cam in this movie is used during really, really tense action type scenes. And the shaky cam complements the scene. It adds to the tension and adds to the adrenaline of the scene. So use shaky cam used in that type of situation, I think is a good thing. Well, you know, because shaky cam, that's a good thing, because usually shaky cam can get really, it can get overused and abusive quite a bit. And I think it was used perfectly for this movie. Soundtrack of this movie is well done. The action is well done. I love the story of this movie. It has some really good humor. It has some dark humor as well, but all of it works well. Mark Hamill in the movie as well. I love Mark Hamill's movie. I was surprised when I saw him show up. He was a lovely, good addition to the movie. When I heard him speak in this movie, all I could think of, his accent from the movie kind of reminded me of the Joker a little bit. So that kept me entertained while he was in the movie. Overall, I highly recommend this movie. This is a perfect movie to see. For those of you who want to go to a movie to have a good time, just to sit back and enjoy yourselves and have a great time, this is the movie for you. If you want a movie that you know, makes you think, challenges you, makes you think and whatnot, this isn't the movie for you. This movie is basically an exciting action type movie. This movie is supposed to entertain you, and it's a great job. It's how Kick-Ass entertained me. This movie entertained me as well. I highly recommend it. I give this movie an A+. This movie was well done. I really enjoyed it. To me, this is probably the most entertaining movies I've seen this year. I know it's still February, it's still early, but so far it's the most fun entertainment I have for a movie. And I can't wait for other movies to come out to see if any other movies of this year will best this one. But yes, that's all I gotta say right now. Go watch this movie. If you're even all the slightest, like, curious, definitely check this out. If you don't like action, brutal, violence, you won't like this movie at all. But definitely check it out. Especially if you're Colin, I got this out there. If you're a Colin Firth fan, see this movie, because if you're a fan of his and you followed all his movies, from the romantic movies he plays in or the thriller type movies he plays in, if you see this movie, you will see him in a whole new light. Trust me, this movie will open your eyes to him, because he was the shining moment in this movie. I can't see anyone else playing the character that he is. He did a great job. So that's all I got to say. Thank you all for watching. Comment below if you have any questions or anything you want to input about the movie, what you thought of it. Please leave comments. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.